my best because I can. Do my best because I can. Be my best because I can. Do my best because I can. What I do, who I am in my life, shapes history. Best I can be is all me. That's the victory. My best because I can. Do my best because I can. Be my best because I can. Do my best because I can. I can only ever be the best. That's the victory. Who I am in life is all me. Making history.
Good morning, Rattlers. Today is Monday, April 16th, 2018. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now the Texas Pledge. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. We have some birthdays from over the weekend and even today. Happy birthday! Announcements, 88, yay! We had quite a few homerooms that had perfect attendance on Friday. The homeroom of Miss Nelson, Miss Benitez, Mrs. Sills, Mr. Thomas, Columbia, and Cape Town. Woo-hoo-hoo! Countdown to star, we have 20 days left to star. That's right, 20 days left before you take a math star and before you take a reading star. So let's remember our Rattlers expectations for getting ready for star, and we'll review those on the next page because we're also reviewing them for the end of the year DI goals. So if you're in kindergarten, first grade, or second grade, we are talking about having 28 days for you to reach your goals. That's right, 28 days to make sure that you are on track so that we can have an end of the year on track party for you. Upcoming dates for fun stuff. This week we'll be talking a lot about what we want to celebrate for the end of the year expectations for meeting our STAR goals and our DI goals. So make sure that you're ready and you have your vote for what kind of activity you would like to have. All right, Rattlers, as we remember, teachers, let's pause here for our 3 big ideas and focus for this week and until we get to STAR and our end of year goals. Our stamina, grit, and discipline. Let's review how we're going to be looking for those this week. Scholars shout-outs for AR. We have a huge shout out. We had another group of Royal Readers on Friday. So right now we're up to 13 Royal Readers. That's right, 13 Royal Readers. I have a feeling that we'll be able to get more. And right now our goal is to have all of 4th grade and 3rd grade to become Royal Readers. So let's see how close we can get. Our Word Masters, right now we have 266 Word Masters in our school. That's right, 266 Word Masters in our school. Let's see how many we can get in 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grade. Today is Managing Emotions Monday. So teachers, let's pause here. Talk about what does equal mean and what does that mean from fairness? How are they the same? How are they different? Today we'll be reading a story called Stone Soup.
Stone Soup by Anne McGovern. Pictures by Winslow Pitty Pells. Young man was walking. He walked and he walked. He walked all night, and he walked all day. He was tired, and he was hungry. At last he came to a big house. "What a fine house," he said. "There will be plenty of food for me here." He knocked on the door. A little old lady opened it. "Good lady," said the young man, "I am very hungry. Can you give me something to eat?" "I have nothing to give you," said the little old lady. "I have nothing in the house, I have nothing in the garden." And she began to close the door. "Stop," said the young man. "If you will not give me something to eat, will you give me a stone?" "A stone?" said the little old lady. "What will you do with a stone? You cannot eat a stone." "Ah," said the young man, "I can make soup from a stone." Now the little old lady had never heard of that. Make soup from a stone? Fancy that! "There are stones in the road," said the little old lady. The young man picked up a round gray stone. "This stone will make wonderful soup," he said. "Now get me a pot." The little old lady got a pot. "Fill the pot with water and put it on the fire," the young man said. The little old lady did as she was told, and soon the water was bubbling in the pot. The young man put the round gray stone into the pot. "Now we will wait for the stone to cook into soup," he said. The pot bubbled and bubbled. After a while, the little old lady said, "This soup is cooking fast." "It is cooking fast now," said the hungry young man, "but it would cook faster with some onions." So the little old lady went to the garden to get some yellow onions. Into the pot went the yellow onions with the round gray stone. "Soup from a stone," said the little old lady. "Fancy that!" The pot bubbled and bubbled. After a while, the little old lady said, "This soup smells good." "It smells good now," said the hungry young man, "but it would smell better with some carrots." So the little old lady went out to the garden and pulled up all the carrots she could carry. Into the pot went the long, thin carrots, with the yellow onions, and the round gray stone. "Soup from a stone," said the little old lady. "Fancy that!" The pot bubbled and bubbled. After a while, the little old lady said, "This soup tastes good." "It tastes good now," said the hungry young man, "but it would taste better with beef bones." So the little old lady went to get some juicy beef bones. Into the pot went the juicy beef bones, and the long thin carrots, and the yellow onions, and the round gray stone. "Soup from a stone," said the little old lady. "Fancy that!" The pot bubbled and bubbled. After a while, the little old lady said, "This soup is fit for a prince." "It is fit for a prince now," said the hungry young man, "but it would be fit for a king, with a bit of pepper and a handful of salt." So the little old lady got the pepper and the salt. Into the pot went the bit of pepper and the handful of salt, with the juicy beef bones, and the long thin carrots, and the yellow onions, and the round gray stone. "Soup from a stone," said the little old lady. "Fancy that!" The pot bubbled and bubbled. After a while, the little old lady said, "This soup is too thin." "It is too thin now," said the hungry young man, "but it would be nice and thick with some butter and barley." So the little old lady went to get butter and barley. Into the pot went the butter and barley, with the bit of pepper and the handful of salt, and the juicy beef bones, and the long thin carrots, and the yellow onions, and the round gray stone. "Soup from a stone," said the little old lady. "Fancy that!" The pot bubbled and bubbled. After a while, the little old lady tasted the soup again. "This is good soup," she said. "Yes," said the hungry young man, "this soup is fit for a king. Now we will eat it." "Stop," said the little old lady. "This soup is indeed fit for a king. Now I will set a table fit for a king." So she took out her best tablecloth and her best dishes. Then the little old lady and the hungry young man ate all the soup. The soup made with the butter and barley, and the bit of pepper, and the handful of salt, and the juicy beef bones, and the long thin carrots, and the yellow onions, and the round gray stone. "Soup from a stone," said the little old lady. "Fancy that." "Now I must be on my way," said the young man. He took the stone out of the pot and put it into his pocket. "Why are you taking the stone?" said the little old lady. "Well," said the young man, "the stone is not cooked enough. I will have to cook it some more tomorrow." And the young man said goodbye. He walked on down the road. He walked and he walked. "What a fine supper I will have tomorrow," he said to himself. "Soup from a stone. Fancy that."
Hey scholars, now that you've read Stone Soup, who was fair in the book? If we are fair, what would you have changed in the book to show fairness and equality? Remember, Rattlers are respectful, responsible, and relentless. #FearTheVenom. Have a great Monday, Rattlers.